So welcome everybody, and we'll just wait for a few minutes for people to join us. So while we're waiting, I was given a challenge and he didn't think I would do it here. He was wondering how I would fit it in. So the challenge was, it's my brother's birthday today. So I am wishing him a happy birthday live on YouTube and Facebook. He was wondering how I would fit that in, but I fit it in, brubby. So happy birthday. So if you know a middle school principal in Lyman, Wyoming, wish him a happy birthday because it's his birthday. So anyway, it's time for Final Friday. Amy's behind the camera today.
Hello.
Starla's over there on Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah. And Bonnie's on YouTube. So ask away, ask your questions away. And we're going to do, if you've been following us this week on Facebook and Instagram and wherever we posted, we're doing a lot of stuff this month for breast cancer awareness. And I'm going to show you today how I did this shirt. So if you know people that would love to know this technique, that would love this shirt, anything like that, share these right now. So go in and Facebook and share this video to get more people to see this. And I'm going to show you how to layer all these different types of heat transfer. All these fun different types of heat transfer. So I want to know how many are out there on today that have watched before. I'm sure there should be lots of you.
A lot of hellos.
So who's watched before?
Christina says her birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday, Christina, tomorrow.
Rick and Deanna have always watched.
Oh, yep, Rick's been on here every time.
Deanna has watched. Jody said it's their motivation to leave work on time.
It's a good motivation. It's good motivation to leave work.
Melinda has
Lena.
watched.
Lots of people, yay!
Maria and Marissa.
Yay! Thank you for joining everybody and for joining us every Friday. We're having fun with these. Let us know if there's specific things you want to learn about or specific projects that you've seen that you will kind of want to know about. Leave them in the comments of either YouTube or Facebook, and we'll try and fit those in with different stuff that we're doing. So today, I'm going to show you how to do this spun shirt. And I've got my guest here. I don't know if you saw my guest. He's fighting like a girl today. So I didn't realize until I went back to figure out what colors I had used that I have used every color, every type of heat transfer vinyl we have. So I'm going to show you really quick. I used the bubble gum, Siser Heat. I used the stretch fuchsia pink. I used the holographic fuchsia, and we'll put links when we're done and all the colors, all the different colors. I used the strip flock pink and the electric cherry. I love that one. It's a fun one. And the glitter blush and the glitter translucent pink. So we're gonna layer all of these on our shirts. All are fun. Yeah, all are fun. Okay, so I used a weeding box to align all my different layers, but now I'm going to show you how to use the edge of this weeding box to help align everything as we're going along. So let me know if anybody's used this method before. So this was the first color I'm going to put down, and I weeded out where my weeding box is. So now I'm going to cut around right along the edge. And because everybody's watching, I probably won't cut it right. But you just want to cut right along that edge. If you've got any questions as I'm going along, make sure you ask them both on YouTube or Facebook. And share this technique. If you've never seen this technique, or you know someone that needs to know how to do layering with heat transfer, share the video. Okay, so I've got this one ready. It's gonna go in my stack of...
Jody said we give her the heebie-jeebies with that knife.
We do use that knife a lot. We're just used to it now. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this piece to help me align my project. I just need to get it off of here without breaking it.
Brooke loves your pink ribbon shirt.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so this is my extra that was just around the other one. So weed off that. There we go. Now I'm going to use this to help me align everything. So I'm going to kind of eye it a little bit and put it right there. So where is everybody watching from? We're in Idaho and it is
South Carolina.
Windy, windy, windy here today.
We've seen Texas, South Carolina,
Oh, fun.
all over the place.
All over the place.
Missouri, British Columbia, New Mexico, Ohio, Portland, Oregon,
Yay.
Mansfield, Ohio.
Okay, so I'll show you in a minute how I'm going to use that. I've got one more piece to weed out. It's my cherry, the electric one.
77 degrees in Ohio.
Oh, 77 degrees?
First, Idaho. Hi, Heather.
She's down the road from us. You're in Firth.
Utah, very windy.
Oh, is it windy in Utah too? Isn't that pretty? I love that color.
Ooh.
Get the centers out of those.
It's 88 in Roswell.
Wow. And Dodie, I'm going to use the knife again. I'll be careful though. I created this design, just took one of the ribbons and then just resized it and moved them around to make the shape of the bigger ribbon. And then just used 7 different colors.
What color are you weeding right now?
This one's the electric cherry.
Tara says it's windy in Utah too. Husband's family is from Wyoming.
Ah,
Same place.
in Lyman, Wyoming, or
Yeah.
just in Wyoming?
Lyman.
In Lyman, then you probably know that middle school principal. If anybody's from Lyman, Wyoming out there, besides my niece, who's probably watching, you'll have to say. Okay, so now this one's weeded. And you can see how each of these fits right inside of that, and that's how I'm going to use these for alignment. Because as you can tell on my shirt, there's colors everywhere. And it was, if I didn't have that outline, it's going to be hard to make sure I get them in the right spot. So now, I didn't turn this on before, but you'll see how easy and how fast this is to heat up. We're using the Cricut Easypress. I'm going to start out with the strip flock, and it's hotter.
Can you use a regular iron on the transfer?
Yes, you can use a regular iron if you want to. We're just using the Easypress on this one today. So we'll give that just a minute. And the strip flock and the holographic are both cold peel. So I'm going to do those first. Got all my different sheets lined on top of each other.
So how many layers do you have?
There's 7 different layers. I've got 7, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different layers.
So pretty.
And if you're just tuning in, we're doing the shirt that I'm wearing. Just doing another version of the same shirt that I'm wearing with all the different colors, all these different colors of pink. And I've got one of each of the different types of heat transfer that we have, that we carry. So the first one I'm going to do is the holographic, and as soon as that heats up, I will
So Jen asked, how do you like the new Cricut Heat Press versus a full-size one?
They both have different uses. I like it because it's compact, and if I'm just doing a little simple thing like this, it comes in really handy. It heats up a whole lot faster than the heat press, but we have the heat press too that we use a lot, so it's small and compact and portable, so I like it because of that. But if you're doing a large quantity and a lot of different things, you probably want to stick with the heat press. But then again, you can use your iron as well. So this will work with just your home iron, the Easypress, the heat press. It'll work with all of that. So this is almost heated up. Let Channing sit down for a minute.
He stands up all the time.
That's the nice thing about the Easypress. I just turned it on just a couple minutes ago, and it's almost ready. And this one, since I'm doing so many different layers, I'm only going to do it for a couple seconds each. I'm not going to do the full time because they're going to get the heat throughout the whole process. So if you're layering like this, you only want to do it a couple seconds each until the very end, and then you can do a little bit longer at the very end. So I'm really not going to use the timer on it. I'm just going to set it up and go. So I don't need a cover sheet over it because it's already got the carrier sheet on it. So everything is all set to go.
So Maria wants to know if you have to wash the shirts before you press.
You can if you want. Some of them they do recommend washing. I've had really good success with this kind. This is the Hobby Lobby. I got this one at Hobby Lobby, and they're really soft.
So then another question was, with an iron that it has holes, how would you best go about heat pressing?
If you're using an iron with holes, you just need to move it around a little bit. So press a little bit on one spot, move it around to another spot to get it so that each spot gets the full coverage of the iron. And I can grab the iron. I won't use it. Let me grab the iron. So like on our iron, you just want to make sure that most of it gets on this spot and just move it around for each spot. Okay, so this is a cold pill. You've got to wait until it cools down, and it should be, there we go.
So Carol wants to know how much the Easypress costs.
They, I think, are $149, so about $150. Okay, so there's my first layer. You can see how kind of sporadic it is. You've got to make sure you're doing everything the right spot. So now I'm going to keep that outside one on there so that I can just lay this next piece right inside that guide. And then that one's ready to go. And again, I don't need a carrier sheet because all of these are the same exact size, so everything's getting covered each time. And this is the strip flock. So I'm just going to press it for a couple seconds, and then it again is a cold peel, so we've got to wait for it to cool down. Okay, get that one. You don't, on these, the holographic and the strip flock, you don't want to pull it up too soon because it needs that time to cool down. Otherwise it'll pull it right off the shirt.
Okay. Would you explain the outside layer that's placed on the shirt that you don't remove?
Yes, this is a piece. I weeded a piece, just one of my last pieces. I did a weeding box around it, and then I just cut it a little bit bigger, and that's just a carrier sheet from my vinyl. So once I cut it out, and then we pulled out the weeding box, and that's just the leftover carrier sheet that was on the edges.
Catherine wants to know if you used a cooling block, and do we sell them?
I have not, but I know a lot of people have used a cooling block. We don't sell them, but I've seen them available at a lot of different places, and that is a good idea. I have pulled this up and, you know, rub it on the counter or something like that. It's the same effect, but haven't used a cooling block. Probably should have done that today. That one's should be about ready.
Stephanie wants to know if her iron would work because her iron has holes all over, not just the edges.
Okay, the question is if the iron would work if it has holes all over, not just the edges. It will. You would just, again, want to move it around, not want to hold it in one spot for very long because you want to get the coverage all over. I have seen people as well put foil over the iron to kind of smooth that out a little bit. But again, you just want to keep moving it around. Those irons will work. Just not as easy as this iron or different ones, but they will work. The next ones don't need as high a temp. The Strip Flock and Holographic had 320, so I've got to turn the temperature down just to 305. So I'll take just a couple seconds.
So what do you have underneath the shirt to protect the tabletop from the heat?
Let me show you that. Today I just have a board with a Teflon sheet, and we're gonna do a video soon on how you can create your own little board with the Teflon sheet. This is just a Teflon sheet that we have sitting on top of a hard board. Because yeah, you don't want the heat against these plastic tables or against these cutting mats, because I melted one the other day. They melt. Just left a little mark in the edge. Okay, I'm gonna use one of these glitters. Oh, a fun thing before I put this one down. This is our translucent glitter. Look at the color now, and then I'll show you what the color is like after this. So if you're new to this technique, or this technique is something you've never seen before, go ahead and share it and let other people know about it. It's really helpful on stuff like this when you've got so many different layers and aligning it.
Kim is watching from the Netherlands and wants to know if she can buy that hand press.
You would need to check with Cricut. We don't carry it here. You need to check with Cricut. I'm not sure where they have it available at. Okay, so here's that translucent. Remember the color of it before? Look what it does when it's against that black. It's kind of a fun effect. You can put different colors behind it and have different things happen to it. Okay, now the cherry.
Rachel would like to know what you put under your shirt, or is there anything under your shirt?
Oh, just wanting to know what's under the shirt. I just have a hard piece of wood and then a Teflon sheet to protect it from the table. Otherwise, if you've got a hard surface, it's not gonna melt. That's all I have underneath the shirt to protect from the heat. Okay, gonna go with that glitter. Just a few seconds. And there's that color. So you can see it coming together now. Now we've just got a few more. This is the Easy Weed. This one's actually the stretch. Lay that one in place. And just a few seconds, enough to just adhere it to the shirt, and then the last layer, you can leave it on a little bit longer.
So there was a question about, does the Easypress have enough pressure?
The question is if the Easypress has enough pressure. I think it does. I put a tiny bit extra on it. I think it does have enough pressure. It's pretty heavy. It's not light, it's pretty heavy. You think of that plate on it, and yeah, it's pretty heavy. Works great. Okay, now the Easy Weed.
And Stephanie wants to know, did you create that design or did you buy it?
I created this design in Design Space. I just found one of the ribbons and then just changed the size, moved them all around, and did different ones, each different color. So yeah, I did create it. But you can just find a simple ribbon and then just adjust the sizes. Okay, we'll do this one. See how easy that is with that border to align these to make sure they're all in the right spot?
Angel would like you to share the design. And so would JoAnn.
To share the design?
Yeah.
Okay, I can share the project. If you've got access to the image, and I'm trying to remember which image it was one of the Cricut ones, but I can share the project with you. Okay, so here is the last one, and that's the electric. And this one I am gonna go for about 10 seconds.
Sherry would like to know if Design Space is free to use.
Yes, Design Space is free to use. You can't cut anything with it unless you've got the Cricut Explorer, but Design Space is free to use. Okay. So this last one for 10 seconds. There we go. So peel this last one off.
Very pretty.
And there we go. We've got our translucent, the glitter, the holographic, the stretch, the electric, the Easy Weed. All these different fun. And then I can peel the border back because I'm done with it now. And again, this is just the little excess after I cut out my image inside. It's the excess on the outside. I just use that as my border to align everything. Created a weeding box around each of the different layers and each of the different colors to get that look. So let me turn it around so you can see it better. And there you go.
Very pretty.
There's a fun shirt, a fun technique for layering. So any additional questions that anybody had out there?
Vivian wants to know what kind of file does Design Space use? SVGs or anything else?
Yeah, you can import SVGs, DXF, PNG, JPEGs. There's a couple other ones, but I know those SVG and PNG are a lot of the big ones that people import into Design Space. So there you go, fun way to layer heat transfer vinyl. So share it with everybody so that everybody can learn. It's an easy way to layer. I always struggled with trying to figure out the best way to layer and get everything aligned right until we figured out just do the box around it with the carrier sheets, just with the extra carrier sheets that you have around the edge when you do your reading box. So stay tuned for next week, because next week it will be Jessica. Jessica's doing it next week, and it's all about a brand new color, a brand new product we have in FX. So we've been talking about it all week, so stay tuned. That's what she's going to do next week. And we will see you next week for Vinyl Friday.
Bye.
See ya. Have a good day, guys.